Good girl.
Suzanne, you mentioned about,
Yep.
you know, how, I guess, I have a question as far as how long it should take them. So do you gear it to each individual puppy? You know, you don't say in 3 weeks I'm going to teach the visit. Do you give it a time limit on that and their age?
Well, I honestly, is for some, I think it depends on the dog and how much they enjoy this behavior right here. Is that you have to work up to it, and I would say on average for a lot of puppy raisers, it takes a long time to get them to maintain this position. With more of our confident dogs, with our little insecure, she fawns on me, and so I have to be careful not to reward her fawning versus asking her to do a visit. Because if you saw her before, she was actually trying to fawn on me, which is not visiting.
Okay.
So, you got off. You go, let's go. You go, get the flowers, pretty girl. The next command that we teach is something that you don't teach, it's step. Step. She's like, I know what the behavior is. Good girl. Give. So that if their feet are muddy, their belly's muddy, you don't want them to do a lap. This is the other way. Either a visit or a step, which gets them closer so the graduate doesn't have to reach out. And she should stay here. Good girl. You go off. Good girl. The one thing too is when I wear skirts and everything, the items get caught on it. And that's one of the things that's really important, that the dogs don't drop the items if they get bumped. And so a lot of puppy raisers, because they're like, oh, I want to help you guys out in advanced training by letting them pick up items, but then they're spitting the items out. They get in huge trouble for doing that, because the retrieve is the most important thing for our graduates. And so if they learn to spit the item out, or if it just bumps and they go, oh, I can't hold on to it, they get in trouble for that. And so they learn, and how we teach the retrieve is so systematic that they learn that holding on to it is the most important thing until we say the command give. And so when you guys are playing, the play retrieve really does help with this, because we'll see this with certain behaviors where the dog comes at us with the ball and they just spit it out at us. We want to, if you guys can get where your hand is on it and then you take it out of the mouth, that's perfect. They don't have to be having a good solid hold. You can just grab it and pull it out. That's fine. It's the spitting out that really causes this to be difficult too. So it's something to work on that you guys can do. You got the what? It's practice. Let's go, and not allowing them to do it. So you got to keep them close by. Let's go. I'm gonna come over here and turn the light on and off. It'll be right behind you there. Oh, here, come over here. Or go over there. You can let's go. I need the lights here. So this is how you turn off the lights. You go.
Just thinking.
Off. Girl.
What was that command that you gave him?
This is switch to turn the light off. Well, to flip the switch down.
Now, is that supposed to be with their toe, right? Or their foot?
Feet, yeah. Their feet, they do both, but they typically get it with their foot. And she'll do the, I know you're waiting anxiously to do this next command. You just lights. Off. Good girl.
And that's with the nose.
That's with the nose, right. So puppy raisers can teach a good up, where they just go up onto a wall eventually, and this is not until they're a lot older. You need to build confidence, and the other thing too is that you have to do is you have to build strength, okay? So if you have not worked up on a lot of other surfaces, and then all of a sudden you go to a wall and you start having them do an up, but they don't have back muscle strength, they're gonna fall off. They're gonna tire out, and then you're gonna have more of a battle, and then you're gonna teach the dog that they get up and they flail all around and they fall off. So before you move to the wall, make sure that you are having a solid come up on a countered surface, something that they can put their paws on instead of doing this, because then the nails come out if they're unsure, and then they're weak in the back end, and then they're all over the place, and then it's painful. It's painful for them, it's painful for us, but painful in the frustration side of it. I don't actually know where I can do this. Tug and, yeah, we get the basket. And so the next command is tug, which we teach. Do you guys, while she's getting the tug basket, do you guys have any questions about any other commands that you guys teach and how it relates to advanced training?
What about the out?
Out is, it's just simply a doorway. So when we roll up to the door, what we just say out, they just come out in front of us. We say back, they back a couple of feet. We say move, let's go, and then we move on. So out is, this gets confusing, because I'm going to tell you the second way. Well, we used to have front, we don't have out anymore. So out is now front. I wish in my perfect world that we'd have out and front, because front would say come in front and sit. But we don't have that. We just have out that says come out in front of us.
And they don't sit.
They
have to stay still.
They don't have to, we're not going to be picky about it. If they come out in front and they sit, I'm not going to care. If they come out in front and they stand, I'm not going to care either.
Okay, hold on. That was confusing.
Okay.
We are still teaching out, not front.
Correct.
Okay. I
Right.
think you said that wrong.
Okay.
So
No front.
we teach out.
Okay,
no front.
okay,
You did say that.
Okay, I did say that wrong. Okay.
I'm like, when did that happen?
Right. That's
I wish that we would have both front and out. To clarify, there is no front anymore. There is only out.
Thank you, Sarah.
We will have this conversation in team training, and I will revert back to front. And it's because now that I'm talking about it, I'm like, this should be front, and it's not. So.
But it doesn't matter then, so when they come out, it doesn't matter if they sit or stand.
Correct.
Okay, so then how do we get them out of the out?
Just let's go, or
Or
hear, or
release.
move, or release. Yep. Yep. The other thing, what was I going to say about? Oh, and then because the other part, which is completely fair, you're in the kitchen. You drop a bowl of something on the floor, it breaks, or food's all over the floor, you say out, and they leave the room. And they go across the threshold and stand. That is also an acceptable form of out. That's not defined in the manual, but it is defined in the real world. Yuka, let's go.
Are we still using turn?
Yes. Yuka, tug. Turn would be in like the bathtub. Grooming. Come on. Yeah, put some effort into it. That's it. There you go. No.
But it's gonna get me.
No, she just was not putting effort into it. Release.
So it doesn't matter how she is when she's tugging it, just that she's tugging it?
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if they're going sideways or backwards.
Okay, in a perfect world, they should go straight back, but in reality,
As long as
they're not going to back from your laundry room all the way to your bedroom. Typically, they're going to turn. It's not normal. My specific thing with back, when we're testing, they will be perfect to do that. When you guys work on out in your real world, if you can get them to go straight for 5 feet back, that's perfect. You don't have to do 25 feet backing like some those freestyle obedience dogs do. So just a straight on back. So do you guys have? Does that make sense for back? Yeah.
should they be able to do both ways when you're in front of them and
Yeah,
telling them
back
back
and
and by
right.
sides?
So like we could go backwards this way and say back, and then we could have her out in front and say back, and they should back
So we
up.
should teach both.
In a perfect world, yes.
But back and out are two different things.
Correct. Because out just tells you to leave
Just
a
go
room.
in front. Or to go
Or to go in front, yes. It's just going out, out in front of you. Yeah. And then the other one is push, which, here, let's do this. Let's go. We're gonna let cold air in.
Right up here. My goodness.
You go.
Push. Good boy.
Release.
That wasn't.
And then this is where I would say out, back move, and we'd go on our merry way.
That's it.
You go. Hey, where are you going? You could get the leash. Lap. Hey. Lap. Good girl.
So the command is
Off.
get the leash?
Yeah.
That's a long command.
Yeah, that's why I was
That's
wondering.
large, just like one word command.
Yeah.
That's why we leave that one to the pros.
And you can just say
Three
leash
words.
too. It's just it goes either way.
Stop.
Back in the day, it used to be look, get, hold, bring it to me. There's like a 9 million line sequence. When you're all you have to do is just say get, hold,
Stop.
give. So. All right. We're good now. Do you guys have any questions?